Hello everyone, my name is Kaushik Bhattacharjee and I am currently pursuing BMS and I am a second professional student. As we all know that the results of NEET have already been declared and also the counseling process have started. So the students, a lot of students had the query regarding the fact that whether they should choose BMS or BHMS or BDS or anything if suppose they don't get the MBBS seat. And since BMS is an emerging course in this medical stream, so a lot of you might have the actually query regarding what is actually BMS and what to do after BMS, because majorly in India also the medical degree is often equivalented with only with the MBBS. The problem is that BMS though is emerging as an important medical stream, but still it has a lot to do, and most of the people, or I would rather say around 50% of the population, are not fully aware of what to do after BMS. So I have thought of making a detailed video regarding this aspect. Firstly, you should know that the full form of BMS is Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery, and also the fact it is pronounced as BMS and not BAMS. Yes, that should be kept in mind most importantly. And yes, definitely it is just like MBBS or BDS or BHMS. BMS is also a medical course which you have to give a total duration period of 5.5 years. And also, but there is a slight difference in it, as we all know that, or some of you might know that MBBS actually consists of 4 professional years, the first, second, third and fourth, and after that 1 year of internship. But however, in BMS recently there have been a little change. Earlier there used to be 4 professional years, but however after the commissioning of the NCISM, they have changed this model a little bit. Now BMS comprises of 3 years. But does it mean that BMS is now of lesser duration than MBBS? So no. The difference is made here that each professional year, we have 3 professional years, and each professional years consist of 1.5 years. So 3 professional years comprising of 4.5 years and then 1 year of rotatory internship. And also that internship is again divided into 6 months and 6 months each. That is, in the 6 months you need to do the internship in Ayurveda hospital, and in the rest 6 months you need to learn the modern concepts and thing. Earlier there was a mandatory thing that after you do the 6 months Ayurveda, or even if you can choose between the term whether you want to do the Ayurveda first or the modern first. That's depend on your choice. And among that, earlier there was a fact that you can, in order to practice the modern thing, you need to go to certain allopath hospitals, or where the allopath is generally prevailed, such as the district hospital or the community centers, or community centers, especially the district hospitals in general, or the other medical colleges, depends and varies from state to state. But however, NCISM has also mentioned that in though the Ayurveda internship, you need to do it in your own medical college, but however that modern internship duration of 6 months, you can do this in even either in your own medical college or in any other allopath hospitals. So in this way the entire BMS course is been divided. Now the thing is that in order to pass each professional year, firstly, let's say in the first prof, you need to give 3 semester exam and then 1 university exams. So, and then after completing and clearing all your exams, you will be promoted to the second prof. And after, and the same thing will happen in the second prof as well. That is the 3 semester exam and again 1 university exam. And yes, worth mentioning that generally what happens that after you appear for the university exams in the third prof, and since third prof is the final year of the BMS, what generally happens that earlier you used to get the registration certificate or the licensing. But now actually what happens is that after you sit for the university exams, then you are done with your final year, that is the third prof. But you won't be getting your license yet. Why? Because now on, since the NCISM, it is starting from this year probably, and yes, it is starting from this year only, but probably it's for sure. You have to appear for an exam that is known as the next one, that is the National Exit Test 1. So what is this exam for? This exam is you need to appear this in order to get your license. That means after you are done with your internship too, you won't be getting your license until and unless you haven't completed or cleared that exam. Now, what is the value of that examination? The value of that examination is to the fact that even after you complete your internship, you won't be able to practice medicine legally because you won't be having or you won't be getting your registration number or the licensing number. So this exam is crucial in order to practice legally. So after you clear the next exam, then you will be getting a license and registration, and thus you will be called as a BMS graduate. Now what after that? Most of the people have query regarding this fact only. Once we get into the BMS course, after completion, what we will do? See, it should, just like MBBS, they have varieties of options. Even in BMS also, we have varieties of options. Now, a lot other YouTubers often search the Google and they says that you can go for MD or MS or you can go for private clinics. I want to talk this aspect in details. Firstly, what happens that definitely, if you want to pursue more, if you want to know this field more, then definitely the post-graduation, that is the MD or MS, you need to get admitted to. And for that, just like in MBBS, we have the NEET PG examination. Here in BMS, we have an examination known as the AIPGET as of now. It is, maybe it will change in the future, maybe it will get converted into next two, but as of now, there is no such notification. Till now, the AIPGT is happening and it will go on happening until further notice. So, even if whatever be the examination, there will be an evaluation test to get admitted into the MD or MS seats. Now again, the query regarding the fact that are the BMS students allowed to perform surgeries and what are the subjects that you can pursue MD with? See, just like other courses, BMS will also help you to choose between different specialization in different subjects. And the subjects starts from the subjects of the first year itself, that is the anatomy, and anatomy is termed as Sharir Rachana in BMS. So you can do MD in anatomy, that is the Sharir Rachana. Okay, I will be using the modern terms because in order to make this video easy and compatible to everyone. You can do MD in anatomy, MD in physiology, that is the Sharir Kriya. You can do MD in pathology, that is the Rog Nidan and Vikriti Vigyan. You can also do MD in Swasthya Vidya, that is the preventive and social medicine. You can do MD in FMT, that is the Agat Tantra and Vedi Vaidyak. Then you can do actually, yes, there are many such courses. Now coming to the main important thing, that is the MS, that is the Master of Surgery. Now, actually what happens is that in the BMS curriculum, in the PG courses, there are mainly 3 streams in which if you pursue, you will be getting the name tag, and is the MS. Now, those 3 are, firstly, the Shalya Tantra, that is the general surgery. The second is the Shalakya Tantra, that is the ENT and ophthalmology. And however, the third is the Prasuti Tantra evam Stri Roga, that is the gynecology and obstetrics. Now, there is a slight difference or variation in it. That is that in Prasuti Tantra Stri Roga, most importantly, majorly in 99% of the cases, surgeries are not they are not allied with the surgeries one. Means you definitely will be getting a degree, but you are not still able to perform surgeries. But definitely some disputes and official meetings and gatherings are often been held and organized, and we can just hope that if certain things goes right and if we are able to meet the standard and requirements of performing surgery, then I am pretty much sure that in future, in the upcoming years, even the MS, Prasuti, Tantra and Stri Roga will also be able to perform the surgeries. But let's no other than fact, there are even certain courses in which you might be able to assist some surgeries. let's not go into details into those aspects, because those are little complicated things. There are few diploma courses, or there are few certifications or the training courses after which if you do once after you have done the Prasuti MD MS in Prasuti Tantra Stiroga, you will be able to assist or perform some very minute surgeries, but not technically major surgeries such as the cesarean section and all. So this is about the Prasuti Tantra Stiroga. Now coming to the remaining two fields, that is the Shalya Tantra and the Shalakya Tantra. Now Shalya Tantra is one of the main concern, because Shalya Tantra means general surgery. So does that means that now if I am a BMS graduate and also a MS in general surgery, that is the Shalya Tantra, and am I able to perform all the other surgeries such as the regarding the surgeries related to the heart, cardio surgeries, and the neurosurgeries, renal surgeries, or any other gastric surgeries, or any other surgeries in the body? Worth mentioning that NCISM or the government of India have permitted certain surgeries. There are certain limitations to it. For example, you will be performing the surgeries, but specially to those surgeries that does not involve any critical organ or any critical cases. For example, you can majorly what Shalya Tantra graduates are allowed to perform are especially the anal fistula, the fissure, and also in excising out many surgeries. I will be providing the list of the surgeries that are being allowed to the MS Shalya Tantra in general, or the surgeries that have been granted to perform by these graduates. But however, to the fact that there are certain Shalya Tantra graduates or MS in general surgery who are performing the complicated surgeries even in the private hospitals too. Now, definitely it is not completely legal, but I have seen certain people who are even assisting the cardiac surgeries even. And again, surgery is something that you often need skills, confidence, and much more. So a lot of surgeries have been mentioned, but still the properly, such as in MBBS, we have the cardiothoracic surgery or the neurosurgery or the nephrotic surgeries or the any other complicated surgeries. But however, those things are not actually allowed. But however, some people after doing certain courses or going for certain training in hospitals or any other clinics or whatever, they perform or they do assist. Not they actually won't be able to perform this, because startingly you need experience to do this. Firstly, they will gain the experience, and in later on some of them also even does. I have seen certain peoples. Some of them are also assisting in, even after they are in BMS, MS in Shalya Tantra, they are also assisting in oncologic surgery. Means they are oncology means a term that is referred to as cancer. So they are also involved in the surgery that is that involves the excision of the metastasis growth out of the body. Now coming to the MS in Shalakya Tantra. Now it is actually Shalakya Tantra means the ENT and the ophthalmology. Generally in MBBS what occurs is that the ophthalmology and ENT are two separate branches. But in BMS actually what happens is that the MS Shalakya Tantra includes both of them. Now again it varies from the colleges to colleges, because there are certain institutes, for example the IA or the BHU, where once if you get the Shalakya Tantra, then there is a specialization in the specialization. For example, you will be getting the Shalakya Tantra Netra Roga, that is the ophthalmology, Shalakya Tantra in general, that is the ENT, and even in the Shalya Tantra also there is the Asthi Chikitsa, that is the orthopedics and all. Yes, even in BMS also those things includes. And yes, if you are able to do those things, then you can do even more number of surgeries in detail. So even in Shalakya Tantra also a lot of surgeries have already been mentioned. I will leave a link of that list in the description below. So these are about the surgeries part. Now a lot of people often complain that the BMS student can't perform surgeries well, they mess up with the surgeries, but it's not like the fact. Surgery, as I just mentioned earlier, surgery is something that requires your own discipline, talent, skill, learning, your peace of mind and everything. If you are able to learn all these things in your internship, in your training period, then definitely you will be able to perform all the surgeries well. It's not like the fact that even if you have only done MBBS, then only you can perform surgeries. Definitely, if the BMS students, if they are taught, then they are also eligible to perform them. Now, since there is some limitations, or we are lacking behind something, So as of now, some surgeries have been restricted, but rest, the general and the minor surgeries are often been permitted, and if we in future are able to work on this aspect, then there are high chances that we will be able to get permission over these surgeries as well. So it depends on us, the students of the BMS actually. Now exactly again returning to the job aspect, what to do after the BMS. I have just mentioned about the post-graduation part, about the MD and the MS, and what if you want to earn just after BMS, because a lot of the people does not want to continue the study further. What actually happened that firstly you are a BMS graduate, so you will be eligible for the post of medical officers, then but you won't be able, or you aren't eligible now just after completion of BMS for the post of SAMO, that is a senior Ayurvedic medical officer, or any senior medical officer post. You are various posts are often been released for the PHC, the district hospital, in the medical colleges, in the general hospitals, and also you can also do some duties, or you can also work as a part-time or a full-time physician in a private hospital, and also you can start up your own clinics and chambers. And also one another important thing that often people does not say, that see, in the BMS actually there is a subject known as the Raj Shastra and the Vaishajya Kalpana, that is, though some people will equivalent this term or this subject with the Indian alchemy or such thing, but I like to say that this is a part of pharmacology in Ayurveda. So what actually happens that this subject teaches us about the various Ayurvedic medicine and their preparations, and after completion of the BMS course, even while pursuing in the BMS course also, you can manufacture medicines at a small scale, or based upon your limitations or your limit, you can manufacture the medicine and sell it at a manufacturing, means at your own level. And after BMS, what I have often seen people, they go for GMP or licensing and they start their own company. They create their own medicines, go for patents and much more, and they earn a huge aspect. There is a huge aspect and a huge future related to this manufacturing of the medicine. And this is a field that needs a lot of research to be done, because this is a field which proves Ayurveda, and like it's about the research, as we all know that the modern world or the Western science always wants evidence-based medicine. So Raj Shastra and Vaishajya Kalpana is one of the most easiest and practical way to set the fundamentals and principles of Ayurveda through its working principle of its medicines. So these are the little bit of job opportunities, not little bit, these are actually the job opportunities that you will able to pursue after completion of BMS. And also after that, certain posts such as the junior research officer and other posts are often being released by the government after the completion of BMS, and if there is vacancy, then you might apply and might get a job over there. Now, once you have done MD or MS, now you are eligible for SAMO or the Senior Ayurvedic Medical Officer, because you have an MD or an MS degree. Now you are considered as a senior physician in this aspect. So again, in all the job fields that I have mentioned in the BMS, you are all already eligible for it. And moreover, if you want to go for the academic profession, or if you desire to become a professor or an assistant professor, then you need to go for another exam, that is the NTET exam. And if you clear that, you are then eligible to get appointed as an assistant professor in a medical college. After that, through years of experience, you will be eventually promoted to the rank of professor. Also, to the fact that a lot of you ask whether the BMS doctors are able to perform not able to perform, they are eligible for jobs in railway hospitals or the defense. Recently, the Ministry of Ayush has signed a treaty with the Ministry of Railways and the Ministry of Defense, and the Ministry of Defense have already released certain posts and vacancy for the Ayurvedic graduates, both for the junior and the senior medical officers. So yes, these posts, certain treaties and bonds are going on with the Ministry of Ayush, with the government, and more knowledge and practices of Ayurveda have been popularized. Ayurveda graduates are getting more opportunities in expressing their fields, and also to the fact that WHO have already given the traditional WHO have already emphasized on Ayurveda. So this is very important because Ayurveda is slowly and gradually getting recognition all over the world. And in abroad also, there are various scope. I'd like to, if you want, do let me know down in the comments below. I'll make a separate video regarding the scope of BMS in abroad. And also to the fact that I always feel that whenever we go out of our homes, we often see that there are chambers where we get to see the doctors with the MD degree, MS degree, MBBS or whatever. Now, this is only to this fact that the MBBS field, or the allopath field, be it BDS also, the doctors are very easily available. But we won't see Ayurvedic doctors being so rapidly. Means they see an Ayurvedic doctor in any clinics is quite rare to that of MBBS. So if we generally what people does is that they often go for jobs and don't want to go for private practice. But what I always feel that if people starts to get see doctors practicing just like MBBS doctor, they do the private practice even more intensively. Now even people see that here is a doctor, a gynecologist Ayurveda doctor, a surgery Ayurveda doctor, then any Ayurveda doctor, even after your name is this one doctor, this, you are a BMS graduate, and much of them, then people will know that, oh, this is a BMS doctor. We are often seeing this BMS. Now, what is this BMS? Let's go to this doctor. I think this is one of the practical aspect or more technical approach towards spreading of the Ayurveda to the Indian citizen. And these are about the scopes of Ayurveda. And yes, I have not covered all the whole scope of Ayurveda because the complete status of Ayurveda is or the complete job-wise sector of Ayurveda is not possible to cover only within 20 to 25 minutes. I would like to, if you guys want to know more details regarding this aspect, do let me know down in the comment section below and I will try to make a detailed video regarding this one. So, if you like this video, then do hit the like button and do let me know down in the comment section below regarding your thoughts or queries. And you can also DM me in Instagram regarding your questions. And if you do share this with your friends and family and whoever are having query regarding the BMS syllabuses and what to do after BMS especially. I hope that I have helped you and do subscribe to my YouTube account. Thank you and have a nice day.